Welcome back everyone to Worth the Hype, where we take a look at old or indie video games with interesting or unique followings. The point of this video series is to look at video games that are either in your library or games that you've considered picking up. I will be including everything about the game, however, I will exclude any major twists or the ending of the game, as I feel like those things are meant to be shared with the player when they are ready for them. So today, we'll be looking at For the King. So let's take a look at the basics. The game came out in 2018 and its current price is $19.99 and its historical lowest price ever was free. The developers of the game are Iron Oaks. This is their current only game. However, they have released an expansion for the King in February of 2021. So moving up from the basics, what is For the King? For the King is a turn-based RPG and roguelike game that includes tabletop elements. It is important to understand that the game is not meant to be played one time through. However, playing multiple times rewards the player with unlockables such as different classes and encounters to choose from. So now we've established the basics and what For the King is, let's take a look at the pros. The first thing you'll notice about For the King is the art style is a modern twist on the classic turn-based RPG aesthetic. Our second pro we'll be looking at is the player can really pick how they want to play. If the player wants to grind for levels throughout the game world, or they want to rush through and risk it all on the dice roll, it's entirely up to them. And lastly, each playthrough feels entirely unique, with the encounters, the items, and quests that are given to you are being entirely random. However, the story may be the same every time during the scenario that you've picked. Each playthrough has a unique, different feel because of the classes you may pick or the items you may gain along the way. So we looked at the pros, and let's consider the cons. Some game mechanics aren't entirely explained. I was sometimes left wondering why I took damage, or why I was able to revive a player at some points, but not others. It was confusing to me as to what items truly had a big effect on my character's abilities and stats. Secondly, the entry skill level for this game is extremely high. Having had prior experience with tabletop RPGs as well as turn-based RPG games, I felt like coming into this I had a bit of an edge. However, I still found myself extremely challenged with this game. It took me a few playthroughs to finally get the hang of it and to finally figure out what monsters could inflict detrimental wounds to my characters or monsters that really pose no threat at all. And lastly for the cons, we took a look at the fact that your party can be wiped out in any encounter. While traversing the map, your character can get ambushed and instantly start a combat encounter. It's possible for the encounter to go very poorly for the players and very well for the monsters, and you will find that this run has met a untimely demise. After considering the pros and the cons, let's consider forgiving qualities about the game. The first thing I want to look at is the chance of success or failure will leave you on the edge of your seat every time. During a final boss battle, when your party may be suffering with little to no health left, and the ranger makes that one final strike and succeeds, there's not a better feeling in the world than when a multi-hour playthrough comes through you winning at the very end, all up to the final dice roll. Additionally, it's moments like this that make me love the fact that this game is local and online co-op, which I think at today's age is a must, especially for these big moments where tensions are so high and there's so much energy involved in the game, and it's all up to that final roll. It really makes you and your friend or your ally, whoever you're working with, really be involved in the game. And lastly, even in failure, the game rewards the player. Even when you only make it halfway through a playthrough and your party gets entirely wiped out, you can still go back to the lore store and unlock new items, equipment, encounters, and classes to add into the next time you play. So now considering the pros, the cons, and forgiving qualities, is For the King worth the hype? Yes. This game is a perfect blend between a tabletop RPG and a roguelike, offering endless hours of gameplay as well as a unique experience each time you do play. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one. These moments Additionally, it's moments like this where